Welcome everyone to the 16 years anniversary of AmWeb.
This journey is filled with dedication, the effort of so many people involved, tutors, students, and all the community. Because we are celebrating not just classes, not just learning English, but we are celebrating life. We are celebrating the community. We are celebrating the integration. We are celebrating the diversity. We are celebrating many things.
Today, we will be looking at the past achievement, current situation, as well as the future of AmWeb.
16 years ago, a vision was born to create a kind of program which could help migrant workers. We, in AmWeb, tried to create that chance and open that windows for people to come and see new possibilities, new chances to go ahead to improve the skills, the communication, especially migrant workers who doesn't speak English. For them, this is the priority.
The AmWeb project started as a follow-up of the Justice for Cleanliness campaign. So after the campaign, we realized that so many migrants has been involved.
The membership of Unite in the cleaning industry were made by people who the first language was not English.
So in that case, we thought that, okay, we will have to set up something.
The initiative to create AmWeb was to give an opportunity to people to confront, to stand up for their rights.
Give the migrants who are not English-speaking, from English-speaking countries, the opportunity, the training that they will need. The members that we had got through the campaign, this building every Saturday was full up. Full up.
This project will start here, and then you move for Friday out, because of the people who's coming down that time. Many cleaners, communities, Latinos and Portuguese as well. People need more skill to do for the English courses and all those courses, for example, Portuguese and the Latinos.
It was small at the beginning, but it was start growing up, to the point that 25 nationalities came to this program here. 25 different nationalities with more or less 25 different languages.
I came from Brazil. I've been living here for 13 years, and I joined the Unite in November 2010. And I heard about here with a friend in church when I was going to community, Brazilian community church. So I saw a person there, and she said to me about Unite the Union, and I came. I get a member. I became a member. The best thing I've done.
When I saw the education that started learning, which I was zero English, so I was very excited to join. And I started learning with them, and then I saw the motivation coming up with the classes, and then I continued learning and learning. Through that, I joined Unite the Union. To be a domestic worker, it's very hard. We don't have the rights to have a day off, but I was insisting to have it, to attend the classes.
Migrant Workers Education Project is an important part of our positive action to ensure that all workers, when they arrive in the UK and settle in our communities, are given the support of their union to get the education, the skills and the networking that they need to participate in the union and also their work and in their communities.
To me, AmWeb is about helping some of the most vulnerable people in our society in the UK, and that is migrant workers, people who often are exploited at work, potentially. And one of the big reasons for that would be it's easier to exploit someone who doesn't speak the main language in the country.
What UNWEP does is, in a supportive, informal, non-threatening environment, teach them the language, which then gives them the power to be able to address issues in the workplace. It leads them to be able to meet other people, other workers in the same situation.
They can read more, they can learn more about the rights in the workplaces. So that is our, I think, our main objective, that the people knows where they are living, where they are working, and the rights that they have.
And this provides a welcoming and supportive environment. It's free. It's a community as well. People get to know each other. It's a very friendly environment. There are other cultural things going on as well.
I really like working with them because, first of all, it's a very informal atmosphere, and also I discovered that I really love teaching, working with them.
The warm welcome here, because we are slowly are going to understand the things in this country and learning with each other.
The United give them the chance to integrate themselves too.
I know the problems they go through while learning a language, the problems they go through as immigrants. So I really want them to learn, and I think it's a good thing what they do here, really.
For me, UNWEP give me a lot of opportunities to improve my English and to integrate in my life work, my social life.
This is something that I can go forward and motivate others to my journey. It's a good example to give them. If I say to anyone like, look, this is a good project to get into, and you can learn. I was nothing, I was zero, and look at me now, I'm here, I can help you. So I'm encouraging people to start learning, and then also the Unite, now I'm very active on it, and I understand what is Unite for. You can learn, you can fight for your rights, you can negotiate with your employer, you don't need to be scared, as I learned.
And then what we hope is that people will be able to progress within their own workplaces, but within their own branches, and become more active in their union to organise other migrant workers.
We are so proud that many of the students just become union representatives. They become community leaders, and they also want the position to help the family, the children with the school homework. They actually get better employments, better jobs.
And many people who benefited from the provision of the education that UNWEP provides have now gone on to become, really integral activists within our union. People on committees, on our regional committee. Indeed, we've got officers and employees of the union now who've come through the UNWEP project themselves, which I think is something that we can all feel very proud about.
The things motivated me is the achievement that I've done. I can see on myself, like from zero to be like a teaching assistant and be a representative.
Even for another position, now I have my workplace, I'm representing European Working Council for the Cleaners UK, for the ISS company. And all this progress comes because of the Unite. I'm rep. I'm a workplace rep, I'm a shop steward, I'm a health and safety rep, I'm an organizer, everything for my workplace in the Canary Wharf. I'm dealing for everything, negotiating, gone to for meeting with the colleagues to represent them, to do everything that they said.
I can see that I'm one of the lucky ones because I learned English to help me in my workplace. I joined Unite to know about my rights. So these all things that get me more exciting, and I want to share this, what I learned, to share with other students.
It's very good to see people developing their skills. You sometimes encounter people who arrive very nervous and apprehensive, and they settle in, they begin to realise it's a friendly environment, nobody's criticising them if they don't have good English, and it gives them an opportunity to try things out and make mistakes without worrying, and you see people progressing, sometimes very quickly.
Now I manage myself, I do everything for myself. I'm not always talking to my sister to do everything for me.
But when I am starting with Unite and Amweb, I learn a lot about my work, the law, what you should do, what you should not do.
When we improve the language, learning English is so open more horizons and windows, and we learned how to do CVs, and I think it's very, very positive.
They make an effort to come a long way just to be here for 2 or 3 hours, and I really I'm amazed that they really want to be here, also because they like to learn, they want to learn.
With Amweb I improved, and now I start a new job as a security officer.
This has also been because of Unite, because I don't have that experience where they come from, you know.
So usually I recommend everyone, if they want to join here.
So it's an important community space, really, and I think it's something which many people really value. And you can see they come back and they come back. There are people I've been with today who I first met years ago who are still coming back, which is great. So I think it shows a real value.
Now, Amweb cannot exist without a pedagogical way to do it, system to do it. And that is why we call that alternative education model.
So it's very much led by tutors who have been trained in order to work with our migrant workers, but who are also quite often migrant workers themselves.
It's good to ask why we need an alternative education model. Alternative to what? An alternative to something that is not working for people, for ordinary workers, for people who has been excluded for many years from the main education stream. So this is an alternative.
Amweb is self-organised. It is important that those migrant workers who experience the discrimination and the barriers to access to education in the UK are able to determine the priorities of their own education. So the project and the course material and the subjects are led very much by our migrant workers.
The formal education is the traditional and conventional system, which is something that is strict, that is rigid, and that have the norms that cannot be broken. Well, I'm not saying that we need to break the rules, but what I'm saying that we need to be more flexible. And we are so glad that they find here family, kind of family, to speak, to improve the quality of life. There are people who live in solitude, people who live alone, and they came here just to have 2 hours or 3 hours in companion with other people. That makes the difference. Now we are so proud that we can continue helping and supporting the migrant workers, because this is becoming worse and worse. The crisis is basically a global crisis, people from south is looking to the west. And it's not just looking, it's going to the west. And in that determination of leave their countries, they are risking their lives. They are so desperate to leave the countries because they need to live outside a decent life. They need to live with dignity.
Every time we turn the radio on, every time we watch the television, we can hear almost like a hysteria being whipped up now about the small boats, about the, some of the language is disgusting from the government officials about invasions of our country.
The government's declared hostile environment that they have been determined to deliver across the UK towards migrant workers coming to live and work in our communities has had so many disastrous impacts in terms of hate crime, in terms of exclusion, in terms of denial of education, the withdrawal of funding for the Union Learning Fund, which funded the Unite Migrant Workers Education Project, through to the collapse of English as a second language education.
What the government, the British government, is doing right now in a boat for asylum seekers on the sea, to just keep on the sea. That is, I think, that is a violation of all human rights. So AMWEB is trying to help as much as we can here to help these people.
Our small project is beginnings of what we believe is essential to provide that welcoming environment and that support from our union members to each other, to encourage migrant workers to participate in our education and to know that actually they've got a strong union behind them who will support them.
Thank you for being part of AMWEB, and thank you for being part of this journey. Your support, your solidarity, your consecration and dedication has made this program possible.
This has been an inspiration education program, and also as it has been something very good that Unite has supported for many years. Now we are celebrating 16 years.
I think it's really, really positive that the union has committed to continue with all the various competing priorities. It's really good that we've made an absolute commitment that AMWEB will continue to thrive.
This cannot be done without your participation. I want to thanks especially to all the family in Unite, all Unite officers who always stood there to give a hand, to support somehow when we need it. Thank you very much for that. And especially thanks for the tutors who are really committed and dedicate the time which is fundamental for them. And they dedicate that time to migrant workers. That is something that we need to thank from the heart. This is something that not many people are ready to do it. So thank you very much to everyone, and the students, of course. Without them, we cannot do anything. And I hope that this is just the platform to go to the future and do all what we want to do with migrant workers.
AMWEB, we believe, is a model that should be developed and that should be across all communities in the UK and Ireland, and that Unite stands ready to invest in that.
And I would very much hope that in the future, with the growing success that we're seeing in London, that we're able to extend the provision to places like Luton and Peterborough, parts of the east of the region where there's a lot of East European workers, for example,
coming to United every Saturday, having classes, was the best day of the week for me.
And what can I say? I say thank you so much, UpWeb. Thank you so much, Unite the Union, because they give me opportunity to improve my English and to be a positive person in this country.
All this progress comes because of the Unite.
Unite was supporting me, and then I learned from Unite. I grew up from Unite, and I'm still here standing to continue and motivating other students to come along and learn, and encouraging people to join Unite for their workplace.